Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Monday, July 18th. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be visiting with Dr. Amy Swain from the Amy Swain Hearing Centers, and we'll be getting an update from Amy. And then we'll be visiting all about Crazy Days, and we'll be visiting with Autumn Van Ravenhorst. And so we'll hear all about Crazy Days. The Owatonna Today Show welcomes your comments and suggestions regarding show topics and guests. Please feel free to contact us via email at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting the show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. We will take a short break to hear a word from all of our wonderful sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Dr. Amy Swain, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Well, we're here visiting with Dr. Amy Swain. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me again.
Is Monday busy for you today?
It's always hectic.
In the summer?
Yes.
How's the summer going?
Well, the summer tends to be a little bit more busy for me with hearing aids, partly because when you have all that heat and humidity out there, the humidity is bad on your hearing aids, the perspiration is bad on your hearing aids, and so people need to remember they need to bring their hearing aid into my office to have it cleaned more often. We put it into a little drying chamber that takes out little bits of debris and dries the hearing aid up. You can also purchase, it's kind of like the desiccant that you'd find in a purchase of leather or something like that. It's a little jar of either beads or a little jar where you have little tablets that you peel the little foil off, and it dries the hearing aid at night. That would help keep your hearing aid working better, make it last longer. All around, you just have to take more care during the summer months because of perspiration and humidity.
And does the combination of, excuse the phrase, but the combination of earwax have to do something with that too, as far as caking on with the
Earwax is probably the most common cause of failure in a hearing aid. And when you're talking about the warmer weather, that earwax tends to be a little bit softer and gets into the units a little more easily than it does in the winter.
Never knew you had to have something special for summer care. Yeah. And then towards when the humidity drops and as fall approaches, not a problem then?
It's not as much of a problem, unless you're a snowbird.
Yeah. Is that because you perspire and you're covered up? Things like that, so it kind of creates the same thing? Yeah,
the drier temperatures during the winter months aren't as harsh on hearing aids.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Amy, how long have you been in business here in Owatonna?
Well, I used to work for Doug Freeman out of Rochester, and so I've actually been coming to Owatonna as an audiologist to dispense hearing aids since 1989, if you can believe that. Yes, I started when I was 6 years old. And
me too.
But then I opened up my own office in 2006, and now I have Doug Freeman working for me. He grew up in Rochester. He's a native of Rochester, had a business over there for many years, and now he's working for me over there. So I did open up an office in Rochester. I do have some clients that have driven over from Rochester because I used to work in Rochester, so I already had some people that were like, oh, great, now we're back to our hometown again.
Right.
So, now I have 4 offices, the Waseca, Austin, Owatonna, and Rochester.
Congratulations. I think that speaks well of your talent and your knowledge that you've grown to 4, and commendable. commendable to you. Last time we spoke with you, Rochester came on board, and Doug Freeman. How's that been going?
It's been going well. It opened up 3 months ago. Let's see, the end of March it opened up. So it's fairly new yet. Still getting the word out. Still,
Right.
doing a lot of advertising.
Right. Well, good. Let's talk about the summer months as long as they're here, taking care of your hearing health during the summer. What are some tips you could offer the general public as far as that goes?
Okay, like I'm assuming you're talking about noise,
Yes.
like with the lawnmower and stuff, and I'm guilty too of, it's hot, I don't want to put on earmuffs or have these earbuds in my ear to help prevent all that noise. But when you're mowing the lawn, you should wear noise protection. People are out there with chainsaws and noisy equipment, tractors, that type of thing. Of course, now you get the nice big cabs. A lot of these farmers have the nice cabs, and they can hear their radio quite nicely. It's quite quiet in there, but for the most part, yes, you should be wearing noise protection anytime it's going to be noisy for any length of time.
And it's over time. At first, when you walk out, if it doesn't bother you so much, but that doesn't mean it isn't hurting you, correct?
Right. It all goes down to a formula of if it's a very loud noise, like a gunshot or something, it only needs to be a split second to cause damage. But if you're on the lawnmower 8 hours a day, even if you have a quieter lawnmower, it can still do some damage.
And is there a special ear guard we should wear, or is basically any of them from Lowe's or...
Any of them are going to
Home
help
Depot,
you. I mean,
whatever.
even those yellow spongies for, 50 cents a pair or whatever they are, those are quite effective.
Yeah, and a lot of people go to the races, the stock car races, things like that. So every little bit would help. Is that what you would say?
Absolutely. And you can get custom ones made. It's like a little rubber thing. You can have a little string where you can hang it around your neck. So if you want to take them out because you've got the lawnmower off for a little bit and you want to talk to somebody, you can do that. There's also musician earplugs. And what those are is they put a filter in there so that it keeps the quality of the music. You can still hear the music, but it takes away the sharp peaks that can cause that noise damage. So if you're a musician, you might want to consider investing in some musician plugs.
Is there a trick into getting those in right? Because, when I've worn them in the past, sometimes you get them in and then you feel like they're hanging out of your ears. Yeah. Is there a trick to getting them in right, or just if they're coming out of your ears, is that good?
Well, no, you want them in there as far as you can. You just got to squish them, and squish them the long way and put them in there and hold them in there because, otherwise they are going to come out.
And they kind of fill the cavity.
Absolutely.
So if they're snug enough that they're not popping out, I suppose it's okay, but it's just kind of hard sometimes to get those in.
Yeah.
Even if you smush them way down. But
well, if you've got them in there and all of a sudden you sound like you're talking in a barrel or something, and you've got them in there right because your voice will sound like you have a cold.
Mm-hmm. So when we're in places sitting, watching, viewing things, listening to music, mowing our lawn, power washing the deck, or whatever it is we're doing, chainsawing lumber, it's good to have something on our ears. What amazes me is when I'm traveling down, there's the other side of it, is when I'm traveling down the street and I see people walking with headsets and people on bikes with music on. Things like that. That's not good, though, is it? To have a constant headset on?
Really isn't good, and there is a general rule of thumb for people using, the iPods and things is to wear it at 60% volume only for 60 minutes. It's like the 60-60 rule. Don't ever turn your iPod above 60%. Because that can cause noise damage. Now, the other thing, the reason people turn it up so loud is, like you were saying, somebody's riding bike or something, all that outside noise is coming in. You're not blocking any of that outside noise. And so here's your earbuds, and you're turning that sound up to be able to hear the music over all the traffic noise. You're going to do damage to your ears. So a solution to that would be to have a custom plug made so that you can listen to that music and it blocks out what's going on around you so you don't have to turn it as high.
Interesting.
So you take an impression of the ear and actually make a piece that's made to fit your ear.
So either pay now or pay later.
Yeah.
That's the way
paying now is a
I
little
hear
cheaper.
it. Yeah, we all have choices, right? Now, so we go through the summer and we take all these precautions or not, and we realize we're at the family picnic, and we realize, what did Aunt Trudy just say? And then, you have to say, excuse me, Excuse me, what are some of the signs of hearing loss when we should be concerned?
Well, having to have people repeat, not being able to hear well in a noisy place, those are the definite signs there. But the reality is that most people will not notice that they have a hearing loss before other people around them do notice it. And the reason is you ask somebody, like if I said, huh? You would have to repeat the whole thing. Now, it's real easy for somebody to say what or huh or that type of thing, but the person that has to repeat it all the time, they're the ones that are noticing you have the hearing loss more than the person themselves that has the hearing loss. Does that make sense?
Okay, the person that has to say, I said,
Yep.
we're leaving at 6, and then when they start gritting their teeth, it's time.
I get so many family members, they come in and they're always telling me, I'm always having to repeat and everything, and the person themselves they'll insist, I hear just fine, I am just fine, but you know what? It's the family member that notices it.
Yeah, and it's a quality of life thing. It's just a good thing to look into. It doesn't hurt, and it can offer a lot of quality of life there and things that you've missed that you may not know or realize. So, let's talk a little bit about the phone. Last time we visited with you, you had this phone. You want to explain a little bit more about that?
Yes.
That's available?
Government has a program, and you actually pay on your bill. There's a federal access charge that you pay. What that is it's a fee that goes into this program that if you have hearing loss, you can get a phone that allows you to read your conversation. Now, there's two types of phones. One you don't need the internet for, the other one you do. The one with the internet is really quite nice because you can save your conversations and you can go back and read them. If you made a doctor's appointment and you said, oh boy, what time did they say that was? I didn't write it down. You can go back and actually look at the conversation. Those phones are absolutely free. All you have to do is come into the office, we'll fill out a form for you, and they'll ship the phone to you, and then they will actually come to your home and hook it up for you.
And age is not a factor.
Nope.
And I've seen them, and they're quite handsome.
They're very nice.
Yeah, and do you get to have them indefinitely?
Yes.
Okay.
They are yours to keep.
So, Dr. Amy Swain, now that you've kept us in line about the hearing, what sort of products do you have for the different hearing losses?
I carry several different brands of hearing aids. I carry all the different styles. Sometimes people will say, do you have anything that's not just over the ear? I definitely do. I have the in the ear. I have any style of hearing aid you could possibly imagine. I'm a multi-line dealer. I do not carry just one brand.
So you can have the choice and they can fit and play. Is there trial periods allowed for any of them?
Absolutely. It's a Minnesota state law. You have a 45-day trial on the hearing aids. I'm very conveniently open in Owatonna 4.5 days a week.
Okay, great. And you have a website.
I have a website, www.amyswainhearingcenters.com.
So go on out and check out Dr. Amy Swain in all 4 of her locations. And thank you for all your information today. It's always a delight to have you on the show. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening
to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here speaking with Autumn Van Ravenhorst.
Yes.
Right, I got it right, good. And we're so glad to have you today.
Thank you.
I understand you're with the committee from the Owatonna Business Partnership.
Yep.
You're very involved there, and you're going to share with us today all about Crazy Days.
Yep.
So tell us, how did the Owatonna Business Partnership get Crazy Days, or how did that all come about?
Well, in the spring, the Owatonna Chamber of Commerce kind of split with the promotions committee, and each group took certain events to coordinate throughout the year. And Crazy Days was one of the ones that the promotions committee took, and from there they reformed into the Owatonna Business Partnership and are trying to get as many businesses involved as possible.
And the Crazy Days has a lot of good bones to it.
Yep.
But you also want to see it grow and build, correct?
Yep, each year.
And what are some of the main goals that the Owatonna Business Partnership has, just in general?
In general, the main goal is to plan events throughout the year and get as many businesses involved as possible, volunteers, just to bring the community together to plan these events, make them successful, make them grow each year, and just have things for people to do in the area.
Now, this happened in spring, so it hasn't afforded you a whole lot of time.
No.
But how did the business partnership reach out to businesses to get them involved in Crazy Days this year?
Just networking by inviting businesses that they knew to come down to the meetings that we have at the kitchen, usually on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. Just bringing new members, bringing friends that they know are affiliated with businesses to get them involved with the partnership.
So just to pull off Crazy Days, for instance, how many people would you say in businesses are involved?
We have a solid committee of 4 people that are primarily working around coordinating all of the events, confirming who we have lined up. But each person in that group is doing what they can to kind of push Crazy Days along and fill in where they can.
So what will we see this year? You know, ever since the art show has not been offered in Central Park, how will this look?
It will look a little bit different. We will be blocking off from Central Park all the way down to where the kitchen and Perfect Day Cakes is. And so the goal is to have things happening in Central Park all the way down to that 300 block, so people are walking up and down the street and engaging with all the businesses and all the different things that we have going on. So that's probably the one thing that will be different, is just having those activities lined up all the way down the street.
Now, we'll still have the market that's
Yep,
there
the
every
farmers
Saturday,
market.
so that'll
Yep.
be in the park. What else will we see? Will the street around Central be closed off? Where will the food vendors be?
We will have food vendors around Central Park. They'll be there all weekend from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll have the farmers market going on Saturday. On Thursday, we'll start the weekend off with the kiddie parade. That's something that they typically do each year. We'll have that starting at the 300 block going down to Central Park. We'll have mini golf in the State Theater green space, different activities going on, games by 4-H, the kiddie train, face painting. There'll be all sorts of things happening on Thursday. The car show will also come back. That's being coordinated by Melanie at the Chamber and Wayne Starman. And then following that is the 11 at 7 series, and Mischief and Mayhem will be performing in the park as part of that for Thursday.
So as you take us through each day, there's a nice balance of children's events versus family events. What will we be seeing? You mentioned the food carts around the park. What will we be seeing in the way of food vendors? Any particular favorites returning?
I would imagine, I can't talk too much on what specific food vendors will be there, because that's another person in the partnership that has taken on that role. But there will be some favorites there. So
an adventure to come and see how it's all laid out and what's happening. What have been some of the challenges that the Owatonna Business Partnership has had with undertaking this event?
I'd say the biggest challenge was just the time allotted to plan the event and coordinate everything. When you're talking about blocking off a whole strip of downtown and planning that, 2 months, 2.5 months isn't too much time to do that, but we did.
Yeah.
It worked out.
And how did you decide? Did the committee just walk up and down? How did you decide what event will go where?
I'd say that a lot of the placement and timing, that was done by Thea at Perfect Day Cakes. She did a lot of that work. She took that ball and ran with it and came back to us with, all right, here's what's happening, and this is where it's happening, and these are the days that it's happening. So,
could you take us through your calendar of events here?
Yep, so I talked a little bit about Thursday. On Friday, one of the new things that we're having is we're going to be doing yoga in the park outside. So, yeah, we'll have a couple different people involved. We'll have Ryan. She does it out of Just About You Studio. She's a certified yoga instructor, so she'll be doing it on Friday morning at 8 a.m. in Central Park, and she'll be doing it again on Saturday in the State Theater green space. From there, we'll have mini golf returning to the green space. We'll have Camp Pillsbury performance, 4-H, Moonwalk, and Fog Bog. Carla at U.S. Bank has explained that to me, but it hasn't really sunk in, so I'll have to go down there and check it out. We'll have the kiddie train returning, face painting, bounce house, that's sponsored by Park and Rec. The Owatonna People's Press will be creating crazy hats out of newspaper, and we'll bring all sorts of different crafts that the kids can kind of glue onto their hats. Petting Zoo that is hosted by the Medford FFA. Owatonna Gymnastics Club will be coming down for a performance. Another new thing that we'll be having is a canned food drive. And so we've actually gotten 3 car dealerships involved. They will be lined up right around Central Park. We'll have Owatonna Motor, Walzer, and Owatonna Auto Clinic. And the goal is for them to bring a vehicle down, and during a certain allotted time frame, whoever gets to fill their vehicle the fastest they don't win anything, they just get bragging rights. So once those vehicles are either filled or the time is up, all of that food will be driven down to the Steele County food shelf and donated.
Now, will they have to bring 3 like sizes?
We're kind of leaving that up to them, however creative they want to get with it.
Okay.
So if they choose a small vehicle, then the other person chooses a big vehicle, or whatever they want to do, it's up to them to kind of bring that food down to Central Park.
I have a hunch it'll be the bigger the better, since
exactly. You
it's
don't
for
want
the
to
food.
show up with a tiny little,
No, not when you're getting canned food, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another new thing we'll be doing. The other really cool thing is the Crazy Hair Competition. It's a $20 registration, and so we were trying to partner with salons, but now kind of everybody is getting involved, and we'll have models down there modeling their crazy hair. We've got trophies that Jenny at the paper has kind of like redesigned and built. They're going to be great. They're going to be really fun.
And that's going to be on Friday?
Yes.
And what time on Friday? Do you have any idea?
So that's going to start at noon.
Okay.
Yep. And we're still planning out the judges there as well.
And you
and
just
then,
go down and say, I want to be a part of it?
Yep, $20, and that money goes back into the Owatonna Business Partnership.
So a little fundraising going on. But what
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
What fun.
Yeah.
You might hit on something new.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. Perfect Day Cakes will be having a book signing. Saturday brings the yoga, farmers market, Camp Pillsbury, magician, face painting, refit in Central Park. That's another exercise workout program. Color Dash will also happen on Saturday. I believe registration starts at 9 a.m., but they'd have to check out their Facebook page or their website to double check on that. But the Color Dash will begin at 11 a.m. Owatonna Gymnastics Club will come back for a performance. We'll have canvas painting by Fabulous Firefly. And so people can come down, and all of the supplies will be readily available. There is a registration fee. You can visit OwatonnaBusinessPartnership.com to register for that. And then there will be a performance by Izzy. People will be able to do chalk art all over downtown. We'll have mascots from various organizations joining throughout the weekend as well.
So basically it wraps up Saturday afternoon then?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any special closing ceremony or anything, or just
no idea?
Just
couldn't
come,
tell
and
you.
when it dwindles,
Yep.
it dwindles.
Yep.
I had one other quick question for those of us that may want to try yoga for the first time. Should we bring a mat or a blanket, do you think?
I know that there will be some mats available, but just to be safe, if you have a mat, bring your own mat.
Okay.
Yep.
And will they be doing yoga for all levels? Do you know?
I'm imagining it'll be a pretty easygoing beginner level course.
Well, thank you for all your hard work and bringing us all the news on this and all your involvement. It sounds like a great family weekend.
It will be. It'll be a lot of fun.
We want to thank you. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. It's time for community announcements. The Steele County Toys for Tots program was recently recognized as a top 20 local community organization out of 782 sites in the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation national and regional campaigns. In 2015, the Steele County Toys for Tots program distributed 3,177 toys, 547 books, and 4,004 stocking stuffers. 530 families completed applications for a total of 1,306 children served by the Steele County Toys for Tots program. Congratulations. Absentee ballots for the upcoming August 9th primary election will be available through Monday, August 8th at 5 p.m. The auditor's office will also be open on Saturday, August 6th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you have any questions, you may contact the county auditor's office by calling 507-444-7410. The community is invited to a special Owatonna Hospital Healing Arts Program reception where you can meet the artists on Tuesday, July 19th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at the Owatonna Hospital. Habitat for Humanity of Steele-Watseka area will break ground on the organization's 24th home on Saturday, July 23rd at 603 Glendale Street, the site of the new home. The home will be sold to Daoud Abu Hassan, Nafiso Abdi, and their 7 children after construction. Volunteers will build the home alongside the family starting in early August. Habitat for Humanity invites anyone interested in volunteering with the organization to email volunteer@habitatswa.org or call the office at 507-446-0112 to get started. The Owatonna Arts Center will host its annual Secret Garden Tour on Sunday, July 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The self-guided tour includes 6 gardens. The day of the event, ticket holders need to pick up a map with descriptions of the gardens to be viewed. Tickets are $10 in advance and $12 the day of the event. Tickets can be purchased at the Owatonna Arts Center, Cockies, and SMC Compost. The public is also invited to the unveiling of the library mural, Arts Book and Inspiration at the Owatonna Arts Center on July 31st at 3 p.m. The public is also invited to meet Lynette Yencho, the muralist, and to meet the print artist Joyce Francis. Joyce has gel prints on display in the gallery and will demonstrate this printing process. Well, that's all we have for you today, and we want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in with us on Wednesday when we'll visit with the Steele County Humane Society about their upcoming Adoption Day. And then also, we're going to be on location at Schultz Organic Select Foods, so you'll want to tune us in on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you on Wednesday.